Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Josh. Welcome to Talking Smarks here on February 26, 2024. I cannot believe that I am actually saying this. We were not expecting it in 2015, but now in 2024, we are actually expecting it. This is it. This is the final week of Sting's wrestling career. It is finally coming to an end this weekend at AEW Revolution. Sting's final match will be Sting and Darby Allin taking on the Young Bucks, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. They have been building this match over the last couple of weeks. Sting and Darby Allin beat Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the AEW Tag Team Championship. Sting is a world champion once again. The celebration was short-lived, however, as soon after they were attacked by the Young Bucks, by Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. Quite a striking scene. They attacked not only Sting, not Darby, but Sting's children. They came to the ring wearing solid white suits. If you know anything about wearing white in professional wrestling, it's because you want the blood to stand out, and it was bloody. It was a bloody assault on both men. The Young Bucks, to add insult to injury, they wore the suits for a while after. You could see the blood on the suits just starting to turn from the blood red color to like that rusted dark brown color almost. It was honestly kind of gross, but it drew tremendous heel heat. I've said it before, and I will go ahead and say it again. The Young Bucks are at their absolute best when they are the dastardly heels. Not just regular heels, but I mean dastardly heels. The heels that people want to jump over the barricade and get their hands on them. It's going to be just an absolutely insane sight. It's going to be at the Greensboro Coliseum. Over 15,000 tickets sold. It's quite a big number for AEW, which makes sense. It's Sting's final match. His legendary career is finally coming to an end, and we still have potentially one more twist in there. Right when Sting announced that he was finally going to be retiring, Ric Flair showed up in AEW, said he was going to be with Sting through till the end. Then afterwards, about a week or two later, showed up on AEW Rampage, cut a promo, which, keep in mind, back in the 80s, when Ric Flair was a little bit younger, times were different. A lot of the content of this promo fit right into the 80s, but now when you have a much older Ric Flair cracking, I don't know if I want to say jokes, because it's hard to tell with Ric Flair some days. Cracking lines in a promo about getting all of the girls from 18, 19 to I think like 25 to their hotel room. I'm sorry, Rick. I love you, bro, but you may be the GOAT, but you got to learn to read the room, man. You can't say stuff like that anymore. Anywho's, he hadn't really been shown on AEW TV for a while afterwards. A lot of people thought, oh, did they just scrap this portion of the storyline, because there was a considerable amount of blowback as a result of this particular promo. Depending on who you want to believe, some people say, oh, yeah, he was taken off. Oh, no, this is just part of it. Last week on AEW Dynamite, Ric Flair shows up, styling, profiling, big fancy SUV as only Ric Flair can do. Renee Paquette shows up to interview him, asks him, hey, well, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a while. What's your mindset going into this? And he very vocally voices his disappointment with how when he first came to AEW, he thought he was going to be with Sting the whole way. Turns out there were different plans, and he says he's going to go explore his options. He walks down the hall, knocks on the door to a locker room. It is the locker room of the Young Bucks, and they ask, what do you want? And he goes in. We don't know what's said after this. This could be If you've ever seen any old WCW 80s, 90s, you know that Sting and Ric Flair have a incredible rivalry. Angles with the Four Horsemen, angles that are just Sting and Flair. Ric Flair is the dirtiest player in the game. I would not be surprised if we got one last time. Ric Flair double-crossing Sting. It's very possible. History has proven that it'll happen. Ric Flair, he'll do it. He is the dirtiest player in the game. And I know what some people are saying, but it's Sting's last match. He should go out on top. Take a look at old school pro wrestling logic when somebody was finally done in the ring, and I mean done. Old school logic dictates you go out on your back, and someone else, someone younger, gets the rub to say, I was the one who finally finished off this legend in the ring. It seems like this is going to potentially be something to catapult the Young Bucks to even another level of superstardom, because they're already legends in their own right. But if they were the ones to finish off Sting, and with Ric Flair in tow, a man who knows all too well about betraying Sting, this could set up to be an incredible moment. And I am absolutely excited for this. It's going to be incredible. I'm going to watch Revolution. The pay-per-view is going to get ordered. Probably going to get some food. We're probably just going to sit there and watch the whole thing, regardless of how it goes out. In theory, I know they say in terms of booking a show that the world title should always be last. But in this case, Sting's career is so legendary and is so massive, it should go on as the main event. Now, keep in mind, the rest of the card looks incredible. That three-way between Hangman, Swerve, and Samoa Joe is going to be absolutely incredible for the world title. But just for one show, given how much Sting has given to this business, I say give him the main event. Just one final main event. Then for the next pay-per-view, obviously back to business as usual. The world title goes on last. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for next week's episode, honestly, when I get to talk about the match and how it ended up going. It's going to be incredible. I hope you are all just as excited as I am for this, because it's just going to be an incredible, incredible week. Dynamite's been kicking off on all four cylinders. I'm expecting a great show. And with that, I leave you. We will be back next week after the conclusion of Revolution and the conclusion of Sting's legendary career. As a fan, Sting, thank you so much for all the memories, all the years, all the promotions. Thank you so much. And you all have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for listening.